Watch this.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm your girl Morgan.
And I'm your boy Jonathan, and this is
It's so hard being light skinned.
So Hard. It's
Episode
so
2.
hard. I don't know
Ooh.
why.
So what we talking about
Episode
today?
two.
What's today's episode title? Look, right as I ask you a question, you gonna eat that Pringle.
Oh.
What's today's title, Uncle Jonathan?
It is so hard being the main character.
Amen.
Yeah. Let that sit in for a little bit.
Settle.
All right, a little bit's over. So,
Yeah, that main character energy, we talk about it being fun. Everybody loves that main character friend till someone else gets the spotlight. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to center yourself in your story or in everyone's story and how social media kind of feeds our need to be seen. Um,
hmm.
and also, maybe when it's time to be a little bit of a scene stealer and a main character. So what, like, if you had to put on a percentage of how much main character versus supporting character you play, Uncle Jonathan, what would you say your ratio is?
I'll say it depends on the situation. I'm a man of a certain age now, so I feel like I've matured. I feel like I've matured. So I'd say my big age era right now, I would say 70% of the time, maybe.
Your main
Main
character?
character energy.
Okay.
Between 66 and 70. Yep.
Okay.
Because sometimes I just need a break.
Yeah. Now, is the rest of that supporting character, or is there
No,
somebody?
I'm just not even in the cast. Because that's when I just don't want to. That's when I told you I need my breaks.
Oh,
Because
but what percentage is supporting character then? Any percent?
I would say between 18 and 20%.
Okay. And so
Let's do
then
that math. So let's see, 70
10%. That leaves
minus
10%.
20, 10%. All right, so 10%, I'm just totally tuned out.
Okay.
I'm not even the extra.
Yeah, I'd say I give myself probably 10 to 15% neutral where I'm just like removed myself from the board. We ain't playing. I
Because
took my
otherwise, like, why would you be there? Like,
I
what's the
went
point of
home.
being? Right, exactly. Yep.
Not what is the point of being there? To support. That's what supporting characters do. I would say my supporting character is probably like 30%. What's funny though is I have noticed that I do have moments of like when I'm supporting where like I accidentally main character. It's like you're
Mm.
not trying to be main character, but you like someone asks you a question and you just like answer it honestly, and it's like, oh, slight flex. You're like, I wasn't even trying to flex. You asked me what I was doing last Tuesday. Last Tuesday, I just happened to be in Martha's Vineyard. Like that was just an honest response. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, ugh, I'm sick of myself. Like
Mm-mm-mm. And that's when they get upset.
it can happen. It can happen.
Hmm.
I think that that is why, as someone who has a lot of main character energy, um, I have realized I do best when I have friends who are very secure and unbothered by other main characters, you know?
Yeah, because I've been at events with you here in DC where you know everybody. Like you walk into any room in DC and elsewhere, everybody knows Morgan. I love it because that's when I'm supporting cast. I love it because in that way I get the ins for some of these people and get their phone numbers and then we can do our own thing separately. Yes. Let me add that number. So supporting character, let's add that to 25%.
First of all, now
Minus
you figuring
70.
out how to be supporting main character. But yes, you're
You,
like, so
I
then
love it.
I go back to main character. I got the
Mhm.
folks I need. You too funny. But
I
yeah.
love it.
Oh my God. Remember? Oh, what was that? Was that pink tie?
Yes, the cherry blossom thing.
Yes, we went to that
Yeah.
church thing, and I was like, there are lots of powerful people here that I need to cue you to.
And one thing about you, Mark, you will just walk and place. I'm like, you shouldn't be walking there. You shouldn't be behind the stage. You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be, and you do it.
I was like, well, there, you should have had a sign.
And I love it. And I got some numbers from that night, from that experience, and we still speak to this day. And
Oh my God,
yeah.
remember when we just walked into that building after Pride and she was like, you're not supposed to be in this
Oh yeah, one of the what was it? One of them
government
galleries?
building.
Yeah.
And we
You
were
had
like,
to
you
be.
have to use the bathroom. She was like, I have to wand you first. I'm like, I swear I'm not trying to do anything. Like, I don't even know what building we're in. Like,
Me either. Yeah. And that's the thing, like with the main character, you just gotta walk in whatever it is, you know what it is. Like,
you just,
don't look like you don't know which way left or right. You just
the
go.
number of times that I have gone places because I literally just like eyes straight ahead. And actually, one time last year, I went to a party. I got there, um, and it was raining real bad. I got there like right at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
It was raining real bad, so a lot of people weren't even there yet. They were still trying to get like stuff set up. And this guy was setting up candles on like an outdoor table that wasn't covered and didn't have enough candles for like every table. So I was like, hey, put those on the covered table because otherwise it's just gonna rain on them and they're gonna go out. And so then he started asking me like where to put other stuff. And the next thing I know, I'm helping them set up outside. And they've just like assumed that I work there. Meanwhile, I'm like, I technically don't have tickets.
That's the best. That's the
But
thing. It's
but they
called confidence. Confidence. That's
I
what it
but now I work here. Like so and the only reason I'm hesitating is I'm like, let me not snitch on myself and
is.
tell y'all all my crash. But like, yo, your girl used to be a party crusher.
Love it.
And
Love
by
it.
used to be, I mean last week. No, I'm just
Still
kidding.
am. Still is.
If you see me there, don't ask a lot of questions. No, it's funny. I'll say this. 98% of the time, I am legitimately there and have been invited. And like, someone was like, we want more because actually, I will say one of the best compliments I've ever gotten was somebody being like, oh, when I see you at a party, like I just know it's gonna be a really great night. And I'm like, there's like
Now,
an
was she trying to say you was a party girl or like what?
no, just that like basically she was like, if I see you there, I know I'm at the right party.
Okay.
And I just know it's going to be a good party.
I know that's one of them like backhanded compliment type
No, no,
things.
no. It was very much like I know, like if you're in the room, I'm in the right room. I was like, okay, thank you. I received
Okay.
that. Look at
Okay.
you trying to find the insult. See, that's what I was talking about
No,
with the yelling.
I'm
Like
a man of
everybody yelling and
positivity and
fighting.
light.
I'm like,
Light and positivity. That's all me.
mm-hmm.
Light skin, positivity.
Exactly. Looking for the drama. Look, the next one was when attention seeking gets messy.
Mm, mm.
Have you had that,
No, never.
sir? Why? I don't
Never.
even know a specific story, and I know
Never. The
you.
funny part about it is like people think that I'm an extrovert. I'm really an introvert at heart.
That's because a lot of people don't understand actually how introvert and extrovert works.
Let's
And
talk about that.
the best way to explain it, we're still coming back to this messy, but the best way to explain
That
it
was a
is,
deflection.
I
Damn.
know. The best way to explain it is like, where do you get your energy? So, like, there are a lot of introverted people who can seem extroverted because they're like talkative and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they don't get their energy from that. They don't feel
That
recharged
drains
from having to
energy.
talk. Right. You find it draining. I find it energizing. I'm like, ooh, people, let me talk to everybody.
Mm-mm. I
And
go
you're
over and
like,
like,
I talked to 5 people. I've hit my quota. Let's go.
mm-mm. And I'm the opposite. Like my friends will tell you, like, even like this past week during World Pride and like friends were here the other week and all that stuff. I didn't go out that much because like people drain me. So I get my energy from like being
Home alone.
home,
Yeah.
relaxed, under my weighted blanket, and
I
the,
have
the,
one of those. It
it's
is so
weird
lonely.
because when I do go out, I'm out. I'm
When
out. I'm out, out. And then who knows what happens when I'm out, out. But yeah, so and I think going back to your thing about attention seeking getting messy, part of that introvert extrovert thing is when I do go out, I am that extrovert. That does get messy sometimes because one, I don't know what I've done to people, said to people, done with people. So like that's the messy part of it. So that stays with them. And typically we're out, we had some libations and, things going on. So whatever messiness might have occurred is still stuck in the other person's mind, but it's gone from mine. See what I'm saying? So that's
like,
not a
it
good
don't
thing,
bother me.
right? Because I don't remember and I don't have the feeling or emotion attached to it. I'll just leave it at that. But
Okay, Memento.
I'll leave it at that. Um, oh, that movie?
Yes.
That was a good movie. I had to watch that in college in my film class. That was a great movie.
It's one of my favorites.
Yep. I wonder, is that streaming anywhere? I will watch that again.
Probably.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna add that to my
Well,
notes.
it's crazy. I feel like that movie is like, it's probably like 30 years old at this point or something,
Hmm. It
which
has
is,
to be because I graduated. Never mind. Um, and
uh,
legal note, we are not promoting that movie. That movie did not give us any money. We just like the movie. That's it.
you're such a marketer. You're like, this is not a paid promotion.
Not at all.
Not yet.
Cheers.
Um, right. Whatever is in this cup did not sponsor me. So
That's
don't
right.
worry about that. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think.
Attention seeking getting messy. Well, not messy. He just gets himself in trouble all the time. Yo cousin, my nephew, no names mentioned, the younger one.
I mean,
No, I'm not talking about that, but we have we have a younger family member, and this is not the family business segment either, but
but we still gonna talk
he
about
always wants to, do you want to see, guess what this, guess what, da, da, da. So he always wants to like say something, but he always ends up getting himself in trouble or telling on somebody in the
well,
mix
he
of.
always wants to show you something. And then
So,
if you're
right.
not looking at him showing you something, then it's like he's trying to get that attention back. That is
Yep.
true.
Yep. And then somebody always is like either told on in that situation or somebody always ends up, it might not be him.
Oh, it's
It
usually
might be
not him,
somebody.
but
Yeah.
it's sometimes him, but usually he telling on somebody else.
Like, for example, was it Christmas? I went to Oakland to surprise the family for something or whatever. Everybody knew that I was there except for my sister, and we all like told. Oh, and we were ordering food. That's what it was. We were ordering food, and so she was on the phone, and he's like, "Oh, ooh, Uncle Jonathan, what do you want?" And we like, "Boy, like, because he just wanted to be involved, involved." But great kid,
He's just
great kid.
busy.
Hmm.
He just busy.
He busy. That's all.
And look, as someone with ADHD, I can't really talk about somebody else being busy. You busy too.
That's why I'm allowed
Um,
to talk about it.
no, I don't think we're not allowed to talk about it. I just think that's why we noticed because we got it too. Comparison culture, aka the age of the internet. Like what you mean? It's
Right.
literally I don't know. I used to have a friend who would post things like as we were, so we'd be like at a festival. He's like posting about the festival and then asking me, who is like real time existing next to him at this festival, if I liked his photo of him at this festival. And
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
dude,
sad.
I'm here in real life.
That's sad.
Like, come back. And he's one of those people that would like, if it was up for like 10 minutes and hadn't like performed a certain way, he'd like delete it and post it another time. It's like, dude.
That's like the need for validation or like,
I
I don't
just
know.
will post things and then like leave because I feel like it kind of takes the fun away, for me at least, to like
Hmm.
sit there and like watch the likes roll in or like, I'm just like, I'm literally just being like, look at this thing that I'm doing or seeing or like whatever. If you
Or
like it,
another thing
cool.
would be to uh-oh, did you freeze?
No, I just stopped because
Oh.
you responded.
Oh. I thought you froze. Whoops. Technology. Or another thing would be like to take it in the moment but post it afterwards. Like
Oh yeah,
that's
no,
what I
I
would do.
that's what I do for a lot of festivals and things. Unless you're paying me to like live post about it,
Mhm.
then I tell them I'm like most of the content I'm gonna take content and post about it afterwards because it's like it's no fun having a cool job if you don't actually get to then like live or experience the
Right.
thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, what is the fun of being an influencer who gets to go to festivals if the whole festival you're like inside, you might as well have been home.
Exactly. Yep. And with a
And,
better view, probably with a better view.
right? I mean, I remember Childish Gambino performed, I want to say Broccoli a few years ago. Actually, no, it might have been Made in America. But anyway, and he literally was like, guys, I want everyone to like put down their phone. Like, we're gonna like, because I know you can't help it, basically. We're gonna like
Hmm.
record this first song, and then everybody's gonna put down their phones together. And
There's
we're
a company that
like
does that. There's a company that does that. I forgot the name of it. I'm not going to say the name of it, but where when you
the
go
ones that
into
you have to put them in the pouch.
the
A lot of
bag. Yep.
comedians do that, where you have
Yep.
to like put it in the pouch to like be there, which I
Hmm.
think makes sense. It's like I you paid. Excuse me.
Oh no.
I know. You paid for this seat and this experience and to be here. So, like, be here. And that is, I think, just such a hard concept. But, like, I even have to own it. When I went to a comedy show, and I think we got there maybe an hour early. And so they had us put our phones in the pouch, and they had areas where you could go, like, unlock your phone. But I had gone with my dad. We like went to our seats and I kept reaching for my phone at times. And I was just like, wow, like we talked and we didn't necessarily like run out of stuff. But I'm just like, there are some folks in here who are probably really struggling
Oh
with
yeah. Right. They don't know
like,
what to do with their hands.
right. It's like basically an hour of unsupervised time
Hmm.
and
Yep.
no phone. So you want me to either just sit here or just talk to my neighbor? Like, ah.
That happened to me on Sunday by accident. I was rushed out the house by a friend of mine to go to this day party, and I left my phone at the house. So the
Mhm.
entire day party, let's keep that in mind, day party that went into the night of the next morning with no phone. At first, at first it was a little
It was such an
terrifying.
adjustment at first because you were like, oh my God,
Right.
if I get separated, what if I, like,
Yeah.
do I got cash
The
on
funny part is
me?
I
Like,
didn't care about the separation part. That's the weird thing. I didn't care about the safety separation part. it was more for me the boredom part. Because like when I'm bored, I'll just go to my phone and just like go through, respond to messages I haven't responded to, just to give me something to do if I'm bored. That was my anxiety of it all. Separation, did not care. But it was a great night.
Yeah.
Like I interacted, I met people, I talked to people. Some of them I don't remember, but it was a good night. And then when I came home to my phone at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's when I had that list of missed calls from my nephew and multiple text messages from my nephew.
It's okay. Cousin
I mean,
Morgan handled it. This is why it's
yes,
great
Morgan handled that.
to
Morgan
have
handled
multiple, multiple family members that you can call on when the stuff be stuffing.
the one time I don't got my phone, some shit happens where he needs his uncle. And I'm like, oh,
You're
whoa.
like, this was my call.
It was my one shot to be a uncle.
It was like an almost, I don't want to say catered to you, but just like a uniquely, it was a moment that you would have shined in as well. I'll put it.
Yes, and I did not have my phone. I could not be there for my nephew. I hope. He doesn't need to have another one of those moments,
No, he's
but
not gonna have another one. But and if he couldn't get you, getting me
called you.
was he got who I think he needed to get at the end.
hmm
But like I do know you would have been like,
My one
this
moment
is
to
my moment. This was been waiting to ask me this. Like, so yeah. But you had a good time. And look, we all off topic.
Aren't we?
Oh, because we were talking about comparison culture and social media.
Well,
So social media, and well, and look at me. I do think.
do you need a nap?
I don't know why I suddenly have a case of the yawns. I do probably need a nap. No, you know what this reminds me of? There's a kid, I want to say Colorado.
Uh-oh.
Um, maybe even, yeah, I want to say it was like Colorado, but basically this guy who was like a ski and stunts guy,
Mm-hmm.
basically wanted to do this big like jump the highway.
What's that
Um,
even mean?
like there's like this particular, I can't remember if it was 2 or 3 lane like highway on the mountain that he wanted to like ski down and jump
Oh,
the highway.
got it. Mm-hmm.
And basically apparently didn't one of his skis needed repair. He didn't properly repair it beforehand, and his ski popped and he like crashed into the road.
Did he die?
Yes.
No.
But I thought of that as we're thinking about this like comparison culture and look at me culture, and it's like, why did this kid feel the need to even attempt this sort of stunt? Because in his mind, it was like, okay, I got to do the stunt. I got to be the greatest. I got to, like, show people how incredible I am. I got to get this video for the social media to do better than the last stunt or jump or whatever I did. And it's like, was was he trying to feed an insatiable machine?
But like thinking about it too, like what was his intent? To your point, being the best, showing I can do it. Or is it show that I can do it so I can get money to do it more from people? Like let's take a step back.
I don't think,
Jackass.
I mean, I think a lot of these people, like, you're always going to get that one guy that's doing it for the money. You know what I mean? Like, there's
hmm
always going to be one person who's like, how do I squeeze a dollar out of it? But I mean, and I think that's part of why some of these platforms had to say, like, I think Guinness has a whole thing of like, they won't even do certain like types of records. Basically, if it's
hmm
like
Right.
dangerous or like really stupid stuff,
hmm
they're like, we're not going to encourage people trying to get records that are going to be like increasingly risky. Like
Right.
that's just not a good look for us kind of thing.
That's
Um,
responsible. Yep.
right, like that's a good example of like creating a responsible boundary. But,
Hmm.
for some of these other things, like it's only crazy till somebody does it, right? And so, like, if his ski hadn't snapped off, if he had properly cleared and like been successful, he'd probably have like 10 sponsors lined up instead of us
Right.
talking about
Right.
how horrible it is. So, like, that's what I mean when I ask, are we like trying to feed an insatiable thing? Like, did we sort of create this monster with like social media, with if you create a system where people are constantly needing to be like fed content.
Disclaimer, we are not saying anything bad about social media or content creation.
Mm,
Go ahead.
we're talking about
No, we are not.
people that exist. Listen, there are people that have come out and been like, I shouldn't have created it this way. Like the thing is, you can get addicted to just about anything.
Anything, but that doesn't have to do with the actual
It
medium.
does.
It has to do with the person. There are
No,
plenty of people who
it
have done cocaine but aren't
does.
addicted to cocaine. There are plenty of
That,
people who
first of
drink.
all, that's a terrible example because cocaine is literally an addictive substance.
There are people who smoke cigarettes but aren't addicted to cigarettes.
Uh,
So there are
Stop
people who
going
are on
down
social
a thing that is
media who
not
aren't
your expertise.
addicted to social
Sir,
media.
this is not your expertise. So don't try to like get
No,
on
no,
the.
no. But what I'm saying is that it's
And that's what you're saying, and I'm making clear what I'm saying, which is something different.
yeah, okay. Well, I guess we will agree to
So
disagree.
you are allowed to think those things. I'm going to listen to the actual experts and creators of social media who have talked about regretting it.
On the hill or something, and
Even before they were called on the hill.
the same people who 31 years ago said that nicotine was not addictive.
I do not think those would be the same people.
Well, the same type of people.
No, it's not the same type of people because these people are literally saying, I made a thing that I'm trying to warn y'all about. The people who made
Oh,
nicotine said, no, it's not
uh,
addictive. So it's
okay.
not like we're arguing a different.
I see where you're going with this. I see. I see.
Sometimes
Okay.
you just gotta listen, Unc. I love you, but you like hear something sometimes and your instinct is to drill down and argue instead of trying to listen. And so even if at the end of it you disagree with what you've listened to, that's okay. But I'm just saying sometimes you still gotta like at least listen so you can know what you're disagreeing with. Because sometimes you'll be like, no, it's da da, and I'll be like, that's literally what I just said. Like you're saying the same thing. And so the fact that you're adamantly saying no just tells me that you didn't actually hear what I said.
Maybe it's trigger words with me. I don't know. Maybe it's a trigger word.
Right, but that's what I'm ultimately saying. Even if there are things that trigger you, like I don't know, I don't have some list of what the Jonathan triggers are. You're the only one that knows what triggers you. So you are the one who has to have the awareness around your triggers to be like, yo, you
So bringing it back to the topic at hand, bring it back to the topic at hand. Um,
he said, I don't want to talk about this right. Why you turned the TV off? You said,
it went off by itself.
isn't that the remote in your hand?
Yeah. Right.
So you literally pressed it and it went off.
No, the thing went off first, then I pressed it.
Sir, I don't think you realized that you were touching.
No, I saw it behind me and it went black, and then I pushed the out the I know how my remote works.
Okay.
Oh, don't you just love our banter?
Can you be
Uncle
the main
Keith?
character without being a narcissist? Do you think you're a narcissist,
I'm
sir?
not a narcissist.
Okay,
Even though I was gonna get the tattoo of Narcissus. Let's talk about the backstory of where narcissists come from. Do you know?
I'm gonna let you tell me.
No, do you know?
I've heard it before, but I'm gonna let you tell me. Go ahead.
Let's call him Nar. Nar. So Nar, beautiful guy, amazing guy. He was in the forest, like he was so beautiful. Girls wanted him, guys wanted him. This is Greek mythology, by the way, everybody. Um, and he would just turn everybody down because he was just so full of himself or whatever. And so there was this one woman in the forest, and she wanted him so bad, and he was just so mean to her, and he just casted her away. So in the castaway of it all, she met, let's just say a witch. That's the wrong word to use. But and so this
I
witch,
love that you said we're gonna say this, even though let's not use this, but y'all love demonizing a witch. You're
no,
not
and
doing that on my watch,
nothing's wrong with a
sir.
witch. I don't
It's
think nothing's wrong with a witch.
a different
I just
name.
don't know what to call this
A
type of
different
person
name.
in Greek mythology.
A nymph,
But
a woman, who?
let's say a woman with powers. So she met a woman with powers, saw this girl crying or whatever, and the girl's name was Echo. So that's why, because she kept calling for Narcissus, I think is
Hold
how it
on,
went.
hold
And
on.
it me forget you. So it was this woman, and she wanted him in the forest, and he just dismissed her like so bad. And she just went, she was crying, and she was looking for him. No, 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 no. Her name was Echo. That's
Okay.
where we get the word echo from. No, 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 no. So then she met this woman in the forest with powers, saw her distraught. Echo told her what happened. So the woman in the forest found Narcissus, whatever, and so put a spell on him. So the spell was when he found a pond, he saw his reflection in the pond, he fell in love with himself so much that he would just keep looking at himself and look at himself. And then he got upset because the person in the pond, which was himself, would never come to him, would never be with him, would never respond to him because it was his reflection. And he got so distraught that he killed himself. So that's where narcissism comes from.
Okay.
And I was gonna get that tattooed on my arm because
That's
also I'm a December
exactly
baby.
right, but okay.
That is right. I'm telling you that's right.
I
Some of that is right.
just said I don't think that's exactly right.
Okay, some of that's
I
right.
didn't say it was all wrong or all right. It's just the Jonathan remix.
Right,
That's
little
all I'm saying.
the updated version.
That's your version. That's the Jonathan retelling of
I mean,
Narcissus. The Greek American. No, stop. What? Look, I see you looking it up.
I am because I was gonna get that tattooed on me. I
I
remember
love
looking.
that you're looking it up after you told the story.
Mm-mm.
This says a lot about how Jonathan views his knowledge.
Well, you just gotta say it sometimes, then figure it out. Like,
No, it's
no,
confident, loud and broke. No, listen, it wasn't all wrong. There were just parts of it. I think Echo fell in love with their own reflection, hence the name Echo.
no. Echo was a nymph cursed to only repeat other words, falls in love with Narcissus, but cannot express her feelings effectively. Nemesis. It was Nemesis. That was the goddess who was angered by Narcissus, his
Oh no, he
arrogant
rejected
rejection of
Echo and
Echo.
fell with his own.
That's what I said.
No,
See,
I know. I said you got parts of it wrong. I didn't say it was all wrong, sir, but the way they worded this was also a little
I just remixed it like that. You know how they have the new King James version? It's the new Jonathan version of the story.
I think that Echo, it sounds like, was talking about this too much and everybody heard about it. And
Oh, that's mind your own business type thing. Like you think?
uh-huh, uh-huh. Because if Echo hadn't been telling everybody her business,
Uh-huh. But she was in love, you know.
if Echo had, and look what you did. Now your love is gone.
And so she wanted the main character energy because she wanted everybody to know her story. And then Nar, his
Echo,
main
don't tell
character
none of
energy,
your business to Echo because she just gonna echo it out
echo
there.
it. All right, you need to take your
So
psychology hat off.
I didn't even do that. I didn't even walk you into that. You walked yourself, you proudly and loudly. walked yourself
Oh,
right
wow.
into that one, sir. I can't even.
Well, well, well.
Like I couldn't have stopped you if I tried. Humbling moments when you were not the star. When others are bothered when your light and energy are match. I'm rarely bothered, which sometimes does bother other people. I just will often see things from like lots of different perspectives and like for good and bad sometimes. Like you gotta like tell me you got a problem with me because I'm not going to assume there's one where there isn't one. And like sometimes it's great because it's well, I will say most of the time it's very freeing. But sometimes for people it can be frustrating because they'd be like, well, obviously based on and I'd be like, I just thought you had a bad day and it had nothing to do with me. Like I like we've never like all the evidence that I have in front of me says we should be fine. So unless you say, Morgan,
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I'm beefing with you, like I'm not gonna make those kind of assumptions. So
Mhm.
most of the time it's great because most of the time it is just, oh yeah, it was Tuesday and me snapping at you like wasn't even about you.
Mm.
But every now and then there is someone who's like actually mad and like passive aggressively like trying to tell me, and I'm like completely clueless because I'm like, you didn't say it with your chest. Like you just gotta like look me in my eye and be like, I'm bothered that you did X, Y, and Z, and then I'll be like, oh shit, I didn't even realize I did that or realize that bothered you. Like, my bad. I won't do that again. Honestly, I feel like that's what it is most of the time. You did a thing, I didn't like it. I like want you to not do it again, or I'm like, or on rare occasion, and I want to fight you about it, but like, I'm not doing that with you. So
Mhm.
put that up with Jesus.
Mm.
Like,
But my thing in those situations, like I always feel liberated because it's like if I've given you
liberated
this
about
much,
what?
if the other person has all that energy towards me, or like they have all the energy towards you, I feel
You like
liberated.
it.
Huh?
You like that shit. That's why you feel
I
liberated.
do because like honestly, like when people tell me that they talked about me in their therapy sessions and things, I'm like, oh, thank you. Because it's like I don't have all this energy towards you. You have it towards me. I'm unbeknownst to all of this, living my life, doing my gardening, and you upset talking about me in therapy. So,
But see, this is why you ain't right, because that
and that's
shit.
still main character energy, and I didn't even know I was in the fucking play.
Thank you,
I,
sir.
I didn't know I was in the,
Uh,
and you spending your money talking about me. But I don't know. I don't know. I try to do better sometimes.
do
Uh,
you?
I try to do better sometimes. I do. Sometimes, some people, some days.
One day at a time, as the kids say.
It's
Light skin behavior. You planned a dramatic entrance for something minor or accidentally stole the show. Have you ever planned a dramatic entrance or did that's the thing. I don't know. Like a part of me would love to be like, oh yeah, I planned like I timed it like this. But like I'm just too chaotic. Like oh, have you ever planned an entrance?
absolutely all the time.
Really?
Yes, like birthday parties, I'll purposely show up late when everybody was there. And it will be a guy's birthday. I'll bring all pink balloons and a happy birthday girl. Birthday girl is here. Do that
Okay.
on purpose. Bring
I
all that.
I forgot.
Or I would show up to a baby shower with the largest gift,
I
with
forgot.
the smallest gift in it. But to let everybody see, I came with the biggest gift that the kid wanted to open up first, or the baby's birthday party. Yeah, like that. That's my jam.
I forgot.
That is my jam.
I forgot who I was talking to, y'all.
I don't do too much.
After you say it's so many,
Well,
you're
in
contradicting
retrospect,
yourself right now, sir.
I didn't know. I didn't know at the time what I was doing, but it was one of my friend's birthday parties in Atlanta.
Mhm.
I showed up late per usual, full of balloons, per usual, late, with these short shorts on, platform Gucci shoes. And mind you, his family is like one of those, I don't want to say
What's still in
conservative, but
the
like very
closet?
old black traditional
What's
family.
still in the closet?
Uh-huh. I didn't know his family didn't know nothing about him.
Sir, I don't believe
Oh.
you because
I didn't know. I didn't know.
no,
At that point, I don't think I
no,
had met his mom at that point.
no. Here's how I know you full of it because
No, I did not
let me,
know.
first of all, you denying it too much because you won't even let me get out what I'm about to say.
I didn't
Don't
know.
protest too much. But here's how I know. That's not how you normally dress. You ain't even wear platforms to Pride.
A
You
six.
do go outside and you do dress up from time to time and you do know how to put together a fit and like have a good time, but that is not your default.
It's not.
And
But
here in a sweatshirt
mm-mm.
and a camo hat, sir. So you have
Okay.
range. So there was no reason that you needed to show up at this birthday party. That was where? Where was it?
It was in Atlanta. That's why.
No.
It was
Wait,
Atlanta.
no, but
See,
where was it,
it was at some venue, which was also a straight venue. I didn't know any of this. I didn't know. I went in blind. I
sir?
went in blind. But I
It was
will
not
say
drag night. It was not.
it was a day party, actually.
It was a day birthday party. You could have just been in jeans and a t-shirt. You
Nope. I
said,
wore
let
my
me
platform Gucci's.
flame it up to flame up his life. Ugh.
Yeah. But I will
Exactly. Thank you. Just admit it.
I did
A little
know.
incendiary. I love you, but you love striking up. You knew what you was doing.
I didn't
So
know.
listen, just own what you do.
But
Okay?
guess
That's
what?
all.
Now I'm a part of the family. The family loves me. I love his mom, his grandma, his aunts, his
Not
cousins.
the and I was right anyway. Again, that's not the point. Okay. Anyway, that time a sibling, a cousin tried to one up you or your moment, and you had to let them cook or not.
It's the family business.
I have one up defenders, I'll say. If they feel like you coming for them, they gonna come back at you 10 times harder. And I'm like, I wasn't even coming for you. Why are you swinging on me? Like, that's that real heavy defensive wounded shit.
Damn.
I got two in the immediate that be acting like that sometimes. Mm.
I got some family adjacent who are one-uppers, but then for me, the one-uppers is like you look at them like you ain't that up, you know?
Want to know what's funny? I actually feel like I probably do have I probably do have some one uppers like cousins, but I like as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, and this is okay.
Get to it.
You know how you about to say a thing and then you like hear how it sounds. Um, yeah, I think they just stopped trying to be one uppers when they started like losing that battle. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? When like and it's like well, okay, I'll put it this way. Have you ever realized that someone is like in a competition with you but with themselves?
Yeah.
Where
Yep.
you're just like, oh, you like in your mind we're rivals and like I didn't even know we were competing. Like I didn't even like sometimes I didn't even know you. Like
That's the best. That is the best. That's
I
the best.
I actually almost feel bad for them then because then it's like, wow, you were really in this like in your own head like race with me and I
Yeah.
wasn't even
Running. Nope.
running and like
You weren't at the track.
right like I just and this is gonna like you know how you're gonna say something and you know it's gonna sound terrible but I'm not meaning this to sound terrible but it is literally sometimes the facts just sound bad like how depressing to lose a race that you made up against somebody that and they weren't even trying.
You lost a race that you were only running. So you lost
And
yourself.
that you made up though. Like
Mhm.
you literally could have made different parameters.
Yeah.
Like make up a race where you win. Like
Or at least you're competing against somebody that knows.
like make up a race that's fun. I don't know. Like I just couldn't imagine being like, I'm gonna make up this thing in my mind. Like I think this is the danger, the danger sauce of psychology. Once I realized like how powerful our minds are, right? And you're
Hmm.
like, oh, you can like train your brain around like to know because it's basically data processing all day, right? And so you get to tell your brain like what part of the input and the data processing you deem important. So you can say to it like, "Oh yeah, focus on I don't know, these money-making things or like focus on the news that's going to like affect the global world or
Hmm.
be like focus on dumb petty shit." Like you could literally
Focus on something.
and it's the same way, the easiest way I can think of to explain it is like, you know how when you get a new car, and so like when you got a Tesla, ugh,
Uh,
um, it was before he lost his mind. It's not a Cybertruck, so it's okay. Cybertruck,
legal note, we don't support any organization or automobile company. All right.
unless Subaru wants to come write me a check, because
Legal note, we don't support.
it's not even support. Like this is just not a ad. I am just openly saying I love Subaru, and if you want to talk,
Legal note, go
hell,
ahead.
at me Subaru. Um, because I'm a lesbian at heart. I wear my Birkenstocks and used to drive a Subaru. Anyway,
That was some good marketing though, for them to like make that car a mentally lesbian car all those years ago. It is
I
still
wouldn't
that
that was intentional.
decades
Right.
ago.
I forgot
It's
what we were talking about.
but legal note, legal
No,
note.
we were talking. Oh, no. So it's like when you buy a car, when you bought your car, what happened after you bought it and you started driving around? What did you start noticing?
But here in DC?
No, just in general. You started seeing what seemed like Teslas everywhere, right?
Uh-huh.
Because
No, 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 no. Because I bought mine in Texas, so I didn't
what
see many Teslas
I'm saying, wherever you
here.
were, because you
Uh-huh.
now bought a Tesla, or when you bought the Tesla many moons ago, when you
Hmm.
bought the car, um, I'm saying somewhere in your brain notes like, oh, this car is important. And so like a lot of people talk about when they buy a new car, they start noticing that brand of car
Oh
every
yeah, yeah, yeah.
way
Hmm.
that they didn't previous note. And it's
Yeah.
because, oh, you bought this thing, you took it home, so that told your brain,
It's in
oh,
your psyche, yeah.
like this type of car. So you start seeing it's not because the road suddenly was flooded with those type of cars. It's because you've now primed your brain to notice them. So
That's
you
why I miss my Wrangler. Jeep Wrangler, if you're listening, I miss my Wrangler. It was blue. It was suited up. It was lifted. It had the big
see how
tires.
quick the legal goes out the window when he thinks it's something he
Legal
wants.
disclaimer, but Jeep, if you're listening,
Not legal.
that was
Listen,
my favorite car.
we all got our. My first car was a Ford Taurus. And that
Wow.
thing was a boat. Actually, no, that was the first car that was like my car. But the
Was it
car
the one with
that
like
I
the bubble eyes or the one with the long light in the back? Or the long
had
lights?
the long light. It
Mm-hmm.
was long like a boat. It was like baby blue. Yeah,
Ford, if you're listening, let's bring the Taurus back.
it was a
Legal.
good car. But actually, the car that I learned how to drive on, which, oh my God, was a Chevy Subaru.
The Chevy Subaru.
If you can park a Subaru, because have you seen them things? Them things is huge. If you can park and maneuver a Subaru, you can drive anything. I could probably drive a minibus. You
Was
know,
it
the
stick
little
shift? I
14
learned on a stick
passenger.
shift.
Oh no, I mean I can drive a stick shift because someone taught me how to drive a stick shift. But like
Mm.
I'm saying size wise, I could probably handle a 14 passenger van and
Oh,
maneuver it easily because I learned how to drive on a Chevy Subaru or a sub no Chevy Suburban.
Yeah, I was like Chevy Subaru. I don't know what that
I'm
was.
saying Subaru just because I love Subarus. Apparently, no.
All right, Subaru. Have you heard her? Have you heard her at this
Look at
point?
my Freudian slip. Subaru, Subaru, Subaru. I'm trying to summon them like Beetlejuice. Yeah, no, it was a Chevy Suburban. I remember I have fond memories of my parents packing us in to the Chevy Suburban in the summer, loading it up with coolers because they would like buy uh meat and like seafood and stuff and put it on dry ice. Because listen, a family of five is not cheap. And they would drive that up with us to Martha's Vineyard in the summer. And so then we would just, when we were up there, like buy our fruits and veggies and stuff local. But yeah, I remember she used to get that block of dry ice and pack about the early days of Costco,
Oh, wow. Y'all early
pack it
adopters.
up. Oh yeah. Load
Hmm
it up and drive it up there. And that's what we would have. Listen, one thing my mom knew how to do was like cook. I mean, that woman must have been a caterer in another life. I don't know how she did. When you
I
get your
gotta pee.
okay,
Can I pee? Can we pause?
all right, you
Huh?
better.
I'm back. Whew.
I'm so happy to see. Look at you washing your hands like a man should.
Hygiene.
Yes, hygiene. Show the boys how it's done. Okay, so main character.
Ugh.
We have concluded that more often than not, we are main characters, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Hello.
Yeah, because it's so hard being light skinned, but somebody's got to do it, right?
It is. It is. It really is.
Are we doing It's So Hard Being the Villain next? Because that's what this is good. Stay tuned for our
We
next
might have a special guest
episode.
for that one. We might have a special guest for the next episode.
Oh wow, we can't invite her and then make that the topic. That would be so
Oh,
crazy.
no, not her. We'll debrief on who the special guest might be.
All
And,
right, I'm Morgan.
and I'm Jonathan.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
It's so hard. But no,
Ooh, when you
I
get your
gotta pee.
okay.
Can I pee? Can we pause?
All right, you
Huh?
better.
I'm back. Whew.
I'm so happy to see. Look at you washing your hands like a man should.
Hygiene.
Yes, hygiene. Show the boys how it's done. Okay, so main character.
Ugh.
We have concluded that more often than not, we are main characters, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
Hello.
Yeah, because it's so hard being light skinned, but somebody's got to do it, right?
It is. It is. It really is.
Are we doing It's So Hard Being the Villain next? Because that's what this is good. Stay tuned for our
We
next
might have a special guest
episode.
for that one. We might have a special guest for the next episode.
Oh wow, we can't invite her and then make that the topic. That would be
Oh,
so crazy.
no, not her. We'll debrief on who the special guest might be.
All
And,
right, I'm Morgan.
and I'm Jonathan.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next week.
It's so hard.
Ooh.